Let's move on the next topic of this chapter, that is feeding habits of different animals. Different animals eat different types of food. But why so? Actually, the kind of food they eat depends upon the shape of their mouth, jaws, and teeth. So, let us see how differently animals eat their food. Now children, we will see the first type of food eating habit by animals, that is tear and chew food. In this, we will see about first chew food. Herbivores like cow, goat, camel have sharp, flat and broad front teeth to bite off the leaves of plants. Now children, just now you have studied about herbivores. Herbivores means plant-eating animals. So, these herbivores like cow, goat, camel, they have sharp, flat and broad front teeth. And with the help of these teeth, they bite off the leaves of plants. You have seen all these herbivorous animals always eat green plants because they have sharp, flat and broad front teeth, and these front teeth help them to bite off the leaves of plants, to cut off the leaves of the plants, and flat back teeth to chew their food. Like front teeth, they have back teeth also. So their back teeth are flat, and these back teeth help them to chew their food. Some animals like cow and buffalo swallow their food without chewing it. Later, they bring it back to their mouth and chew it properly. And this is called chewing the cud. Children, animals like cow and buffalo first eat their food in a hurry without chewing it. Means they directly swallow their food, and when they are relaxed, that time they bring back the part of that food from their stomach to their mouth. They then chew it properly. This is known as chewing the cud. Another name for chewing the cud is rumination. And the animals, those chew the cud, they are called as ruminants. Children, here you have got the word curd. What is the meaning of the word curd here? Curd means some animals bring back the food from stomach to the mouth to chew it again. This is called curd. Okay? Now we will proceed on the same type of eating habit by animal, that is tear and chew food. But in this we will see about tear the food. How animals tear their food. See children, carnivores like lion, tiger have long, very sharp, pointed and curved teeth to tear the flesh. You can see in the picture over here. This is the picture of tiger. If you will look at the teeth of this tiger, they are very long, very sharp, and they are little curved inside. These are their front teeth. And with the help of these front teeth, they tear the flesh of other animals. They also have strong grinding back teeth to chew the flesh and bones. They have back teeth also. Behind these front teeth, they have back teeth. These back teeth are very strong. They are called as grinding teeth. And these back teeth help them to chew the flesh of other or bones of other animals. Means carnivorous animals first tear their food with their long, sharp, pointed, curved teeth. They then chew it with their strong, grinding back teeth. So what was the first type of eating food by animals you have studied? Yes, that is tear and chew the food. Now, next type of food eating by animal is swallow food. Swallow means they do not chew it. However, we first chew our food. Once you put the food inside your mouth, you chew it with the help of your teeth and then you swallow it. But these animals, certain animals are there, they directly swallow their food. Let us see now. Snakes do not chew their food. They swallow animals bigger than them. They do have teeth, but the teeth help them for grabbing and holding their prey, not for chewing. See, snakes swallow their food. They do not use their teeth. Snakes also have teeth. You can see in the picture over here. This is the teeth of the snake. But these teeth are not used by the snakes either to bite or chew their food. Instead, they use their teeth for grabbing and holding their prey. Prey means the animal they caught for eating, means they hunted. See here, this frog is, here is the prey of this snake. So this frog, they are not chewing or biting with their teeth here. Directly this snake is swallowing the whole frog. Understood? Why and how can this snake, such a small mouth is there, then also how can it swallow the whole prey? Let's see. The powerful muscles of jaws open out their mouth very big to swallow the whole prey. The muscles, here are the muscles of snake's mouth. These are very powerful. And these powerful muscles, when the snake caught any animal, these muscles, it can open its mouth so widely because the muscles are very powerful and stretchable, so that the snake can directly swallow the whole prey, means whole animal, whole food which is bigger than it. The snake can open its mouth very wide as the muscles of their jaws are very powerful and they can easily swallow the whole prey. Because of the powerful muscles of their jaw, they can eat the animals that are bigger than them. Again, we will see one more example of the animal that swallow its food. Let us see. Frog's tongue attached to the front of its mouth rather than at the back like humans. If you will look at your mouth and both the jaws, if you will try to open, our jaws are joined to each other, attached to each other at the back. Understood? The same way snakes, these frogs, both the jaws are attached at the back. But there, see here, these jaws, upper jaw and lower jaw of this frog, and these both the jaws are attached at the back like we human beings, and their tongue is attached to the front of its mouth. If you will look at your own mouth where your tongue is there, you can see our tongue is attached at the back to both to our mouth, but frog's tongue is attached to the front of its mouth. So they also swallow their food with the help of their long and sticky tongue. Frog's tongue is a very long, here see, very long, and it is a sticky also. However, Fevicol and liquid gums are there, we are using for sticking. The same stickiness is there on its tongue, and because of this sticky tongue, once frog saw any prey, any animal to eat for him, it opens its tongue, and the prey or the other animal, here insect is caught by this frog, so that prey is immediately stuck to its mouth because of the sticky tongue. So that we can say frogs also swallow directly their food as they have sticky and long tongue. So what are the two types of food, eating food by animals you have studied here? Yes, first one is tear and chew food. In that we have studied two types of animals. Chew the food is chewed by herbivores, and food is teared by carnivores. Second type of food eating by animals is a swallow the food, and we have seen two examples, the animals that swallow their food, and the two examples we have seen here just now are, first one is a snake and second one is a frog. Now let us see the next type of food eating by animals, that is gnaw food. Let us see now. Some animals gnaw their food. Gnaw means they are continuously, repeatedly chewing something, biting something. That is called as gnawing. Understood? We will see now in detail. They have very sharp, long front teeth to bite their food. How these animals repeatedly or continuously biting their food? Because they have very sharp, long front teeth, and these teeth help them to bite the food. With these teeth, they can bite even very hard and tough food and other things too. And because of this sharp, long front teeth, these animals can even bite very hard and tough food also. Here you can see, what is this? Yes, this is a squirrel, and one of the most familiar member is a rat here. This rat almost all have seen, And you also have seen that this rat or this squirrel, they are continuously biting something, and some hard items also they are eating. How? Because they have sharp and long front teeth. Because of these teeth, they can bite very hard and tough food. So, the examples of non-food animals are rabbit, squirrel, rat, etc. So, what can we say here? Rabbits, squirrels, and rats have sharp, long front teeth. With the help of these teeth, they can bite even very hard and tough food grains. And the term gnawing means what? To bite food repeatedly. I explained in the beginning also. Gnawing means to bite the food repeatedly. Hope you understood this type of food eating by animal. Now we will see the next type of food eating by animal, that is suck food. Suck means to absorb. Let us see how animals suck their food. Insects like butterfly, mosquito, and leech have long flexible tube-like structure or straw. In the term also, scientific terms, we have studied about proboscis. What is proboscis exactly? Proboscis is a long flexible tube, and this long flexible tube-like structure or a straw help these animals to suck, to absorb their food. You can see in the picture here, this is the picture of mosquito, and if you see this long one like a tube like structure, this is the proboscis, or it is a tube like structure. Through this tube like structure, this insect means mosquito can suck the food. And you know what is the food of mosquito? Yes, mosquitoes are always sucking our blood. So through these tube-like, straw-like structure, they are sucking the blood. Okay. Next, let's see. Mosquitoes and leeches suck the blood of other animals. Just now I explained with the help of this long tube structure, proboscis. It is not exactly, we cannot say proboscis means butterfly's long tongue actually. This is a tube-like structure of a mosquito. You can say it's straw. So this straw tube-like structure helps these insects to suck the blood of other animals. Same way, butterfly sucks the nectar. You can see here, this is the long tube-like structure. It is nothing but proboscis. This is a straw-like structure, and with the help of this straw-like structure, this butterfly can suck the nectar from the flowers. So, insects like butterfly, mosquito, and leeches have long hollow tube-like means straw-like structure. It is called as proboscis. These proboscis help them to suck their food. Means mosquitoes suck our blood and butterflies sucks the nectar. Now here you have, just now I mentioned over here one of the animal. It is a leech. Leech is a worm-like insect which feeds by attaching itself to some other animals and suck its food. These leeches are mostly used by doctors when we have any body part has an impure blood anywhere. So to remove this impure blood from our body, that time doctors are using these leeches. This leech then sucks the impure blood from our body, even from the body of animals also. So this is all about feeding habits of different animals. Now your next topic of the lesson is food chain. In this topic, you are going to study about food chain. Chain means we link with one another. This is called as a chain. So let us see now in nature how we living things are linked with one another. Let us see now. Plants use sunlight, water and nutrients to make their own food. In the beginning also, I explained you about how human beings prepare their food, how plants prepare their food. I explained you all. So plants use the sunlight, air, water and nutrients to make their food by the process of photosynthesis. Animals depend on plants or other animals for food. We human beings and plants can make our own food. But animals cannot make their own food, so they depend on plants or other animals for their food. A food chain shows who eats whom in a habitat, means in a nature. Starting out with a plant and ending with an animal. Let us see now here in this diagram. This is a plant. This plant is eaten by some plant-eating animals, means herbivores. Plants are eaten by plant-eating animals, means herbivores. Then these herbivores are eaten by flesh-eating animals, means carnivores. This way, the chain is going on continuously in nature. How? Plants are eaten by herbivores, means plant-eating animals. Plant-eating animals are eaten by carnivores. Again, these carnivores are eaten by different animals, but you have till here. So let us see in detail how the food chain goes on in a nature. See here, plants prepare their own food using the sunlight, air, water and nutrients. So plants are called as photosynthetic machines because plants make their food by the process of photosynthesis. So they are called as photosynthetic machines or green plants, or they are called as a producers also because they produce the food for all living things. So these green plants, these producers are eaten by plant eaters or herbivorous animals. As I explained that green plants are eaten by plant-eating animals that are herbivores, and these herbivores are called as primary consumers. Then these herbivores, means plant eaters, are eaten by other animals, catchers and eaters of other animals, means flesh-eating animals that are carnivores. So they are called as a secondary consumers. See, plants are eaten by herbivores. Herbivores are eaten by carnivores, and these small carnivores are eaten by other carnivores that are eaters of other animals, same carnivores, and they are called as a tertiary consumers. So this way, this food chain is continuously going on in nature. And if you will see, food chain is starting with the plant and ending with an animal. So whatever plants, they are producing the food for us. That's why they are called as producers. Then these green plants are eaten by herbivores. So they are called as primary consumers. Then these primary consumers are eaten by carnivores. They are known as secondary consumers. And these secondary consumers are again eaten by some carnivores. They are known as tertiary consumers. So, what can we say here? In short, food chain means the interdependence of animals and plants on each other for food in nature. It's called as a food chain. Now it's time to summarize the main points from this chapter. Let us see what we have studied. The main points we will have a look now. Animals get energy from the food they eat. Herbivores eat plants. Carnivores eat other animals. Omnivores eat both plants and the flesh of other animals. Some animals tear and chew food. Some swallow food whole. Some gnaw food. Some chew the cud, while some suck the food. A food chain shows who eats whom in a habitat, starting out with the plant and ending with an animal.